Okay, so right. So welcome to another session of operations management. This is a level 5 course. Yeah. Today is Tuesday, 18th of July, 2023, and it's 1 o'clock in Manchester. So presumably it's a different time in France, Paris. 2 o'clock, is it?
Yeah.
Europe's 1 hour ahead of us. Yeah. Right. Okay. Thank you for joining. And just to see if Ariana turns up. If she turns, then she can just join us. Right. So what we're going to do yesterday, anything, what did you do yesterday with us?
Yeah.
What did we do yesterday? It was on the 17th. Was it Monday?
We did external factors.
External
Yeah.
factors. Okay.
Like political, economic, social factors.
The pastel factors affecting the operations management, right? External factors like, for example, political situation or, economic issues or technological and so on. Yeah. So these types of issues, they affect the operations management in the tourism industry. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And today we're going to look at the LO4, right, learning outcome number 4, to understand the principles of visitor attraction management in the tourism industry. So have you done anything with regard to this principles of visitor attraction management in the tourism industry? So let's go through. There's a lot of content that you need to go through. So I'm sure you have the syllabus.
Yeah.
Okay, so you need to look at the syllabus, what the contents of each learning outcomes are. Okay, so this particular LO4 has a quite what's her name, Adriana. Okay, so she's here. So this particular learning outcome, which is the learning outcome 4, has quite a lot of materials to get through. So typical contents like the visitor attraction management, what is it, the types of income expenditure, the visitor management, attractive market segments or market research and sources and legislation and quality assurance. There's a lot of theories of on tourism, competitor activity examples, and the demand and supply and the sustainability and all the other bits that go with the what you call attraction, visitor attraction. So there's a lot of material that you need to go through. So what we'll do, we'll just go through the major bits today. Okay, so the key terminology we'll be using is the visitor attraction management. What is it? What are the principles of visitor management or attractive management in, what are the principles of visitor attraction management? So the attraction management is attraction means, where people are attracted to, aren't they? They go and visit the place. They, people for a visit, if you want to visit the Eiffel Tower, that's an attraction, isn't it? Right? Or if you want to visit a zoo, that's an attraction. So what are the principles when people visit those kind of places? What are the principles of visit attraction management in tourism industry? So we're talking about here like visitor experiences, right? How do people know that there is a visitor attraction there, and what do they do? What kind of experience will they get? Yeah. Would that experience, when they've seen the place, would it encourage them to come back again, or would they tell somebody else to come and have a look at it. Yeah. So visitor experience is, very important. The word of mouth, or the feedback, or the customer service, and the facilities about the experience, visitor experience. So that's that kind of thing we need to look at, and also we need to look at some kind of surveys, for example, the feedback surveys, the data that's already existing, the people who are talking, and the research that you do maybe to identify what type of people go there, how do they behave, for example, or what are the the surveys saying, how many people visit. So this is the type of thing, principles, when we are looking at the principle of attraction management, right? So you have a visitor experience, you should look at the market research, you look at the product development, i.e. what type of products, what type of offerings this attraction offers in their particular place. This is to enhance the visitor engagement. Okay, this is to look at the improving of existing attractions. Okay, so this is different products will give you different attractions, different customers will come and have a different experience, right?
So what do you answer? What keeps you like
hello, are you okay? Right, so the product development is very important. So the continual introduction of new products, new development, new ways of competing and remaining in the business. Sustainable management is another principle of sustainable management. Means for the long term, you need to stay in business for a long term. And how attractive is the attraction, so that it stays in business for a long term to come, so that people come and visit it. And is it sustainable practices? Is it going to be having a good impact on the environment, or minimum and ecological effects on the environment? Make sure that it has a positive impact on the local community. So sustainability is very important. Is it sustainable? Is it profitable in the long run, and with a minimum of disruption to the local community? Okay. Then you need to look at here. You need to look at the principles of promotion. What type of promotion these attractions use, what type of target markets, for example, what type of people they want to attract. For example, zoo, the zoo places, or zoological park, what type of people do they attract, and what type of people do they target? For example, the promotion they do regarding that particular section of the community or the customers, right? So they need to promote that kind of market channels, in specific. So if they are attracting children, okay, so they need to advertise in children's TV programs, maybe to enhance the promotion of zoological park, or maybe children's magazines, or maybe children's primary schools, or children's books, or whatever. Yeah. So you need to look at the marketing and promotion as well. The type of online, maybe, or maybe using the print media or social media, right? And so therefore that's very important. What type of product and what type of promotion you're going to do, because 4 principles of promotion. Principles of promotion, like product, price, place, and promotion, right? 4 P's. We call it marketing mix. 4 P's of marketing: product, place, promotion, and price. Okay. These are the 4 principles of marketing. Sometimes they go into 7 P's, 7 principles of marketing. Okay. Collaboration and partnerships. Now, these are another type of thing. What are partnerships? Who are you collaborating? Who are you working with? Are there any partnerships in local businesses, local communities, local youth clubs, for example? So here, when we look at the principles of visitor attraction management in tourism industry, are we working with local stakeholders? That's more important. Building on relationships with the people there, with businesses, with other local community, with the local tourism industry, with the local council, with the local. So making sure that the resources are used, in an effort to maximize the utilities, maximize the share of products, and maximize the resources and expertise that are there. So for example, if you are looking at Blackpool, make sure that Blackpool is another attractive beach area. It has a similar tower to Eiffel Tower. So the local businesses, the local community, the local people, they work, and it provides employment for these people. And so the initiatives using the local resources, marketing initiatives, will enhance. Okay. Staff training, development. Okay. Staff training means, you need to have a good, motivated staff. Make sure that the people who are trained, make sure they are well behaved and they are helpful, so that the stay in touch with the current practices. They have knowledge, they have skill, they should have a good customer service. They could handle inquiries, they could provide information for people. They are very informative. They should be very engaging. They should be welcoming. So this is another principle that you should be looking at. And feedback evaluation. What do the people think about your place? The use of internet, use of the media, use of the feedback for future planning, future improvement, future development, so that people can come and attract, and go and see that. So what type of feedback will you be able to use, like surveys, like comments, like reviews, like social monitoring, and so these are all, account for future planning. Okay, so this is something that you need to be consider. I'm just going to leave this watching a video for a minute. Okay, maybe I'll come back if there is spare time, and we'll watch that. Okay, so when we are these are the type of management. You need to be aware of what is attraction management in tourism industry. Okay, so these are some of the principles that you should be looking when you are developing tourism management system. So breaking that down, there are 4 or maybe 3 or 4 learning assessment criteria. So let's look at the first criteria, which is the 4.1 is what is meant by visitor attraction management. So what do you think could mean by visitor management system or visitor attraction management? Any ideas? Talani and Ariana, are you okay, Ariana?
Yes.
Good. So what do you think, what we mean by visitor attraction management? What does it involve? Is no idea? Okay, no problem. Management, word management is means managing, planning, right? Looking after things in an organized way. So when you are looking at the visitor attraction management, what we mean by this term is, we mean how can we plan, how can we organize, how can we coordinate, control, cooperate, control our resources, control our people, control our crowd maybe. how can we coordinate all these services, how are there lots of different people, a lot of different activities, how can we manage them, how can we operate them with smoothness and develop visitor attraction. Okay, this is what we mean by the management. Okay, so the planning, organizing, controlling, coordinating activities and resources in a particular way, so that it's sustainable. For example, it's enjoyable so that people experience it, people come back to it, people enjoy, people people can remember. Yeah, so these are otherwise people wouldn't go to the places that are not really managed well, they are not looked after well, they're not, the system of say booking a ticket is haphazard, or there's no visitor information, there's no planning, there's no parking, there's no help. People are wandering all over the place, they don't know where to go, right? Yeah, is that true? So that's management, that's planning, that's coordinating. And if you need some information, if you need, for example, going to the toilets, you are struggling to find because you're new place, new people, they don't know where the facilities are, so they need to ask the helpers, ask the assistants, so if they don't know, if they have managed to bad planning, then of course it's a bad experience, then you'll give a bad feedback and bad impressions, so they will lose business. These places will lose business. So yeah, so these attractions are very important. So these attraction management is very important. So coordinate all these activities are very important for people to enjoy and leave a good experience. Okay, these places, they can range from museums or national parks or historical places or cultural sites to beaches and man-made structures or national parks or zoological parks or wherever. Okay, so therefore it's very important that these attractions are managed well, planned well, marketed well, operated well, so that they are enhancing. So what are the key elements or key components of visitor attraction management system? Number one is, of course, planning, good planning, strategic planning, long-term planning, because these places will stay for many years to come. For the long run, people will keep on coming from for many years to come. So strategic means it's very long run. Okay, so strategic planning means a long run planning. So, for example, you spent a lot of money to build Eiffel Tower. So, how long has it been existing? For 100 years? Maybe over? Yeah. Blackpool Tower is very old, of course. So it's or zoo, London Zoo Park, for example, very old, over 100 years. So these attractions are developed for long term, and so therefore they need long-term planning, they need long-term planning for people, planning for places, planning for money, of course, and how the visitors you can retain, and making sure that these people keep on coming. So what you need to do is you need to look at the SWOT analysis, what's called strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So you need to develop a plan for a long term. Okay, internal SWOT analysis. It's strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, and that will give you an internal plan. From there, you can develop a kind of strategies for sustainable growth. Now, these strategies can vary from working with external agencies or working with internal agencies, or looking at other partnership, or maybe looking at working with local councils. So there are different stakeholders. Okay, so there are different people you will be working with. there are lots of different options. It depends the financial and non-financial options. So there are a lot of options available when we do strategic planning. Okay, so it can be internal, it can be external. It can be planning growth, or what you are planning is development, or what you're planning is new markets, or depends on what you want. Okay. Marketing, promotion, how are you going to promote, how are you going to advertise, how are you going to market your place, how are you going to collaborate with other industry, with the tourism board, for example, travel agents, online platforms, advertising channels, how are you going to engage with the local people, or with visitors, or how are you going to market, which kind of magazine, which kind of platforms, which kind of websites you're going to advertise your place. Okay, so you need to look at how effective they are, how who reads them, who looks at them, who uses these platforms, or whatever. Do people use travel agents these days, or social media, or online, or you understand? So the main purpose of the marketing is to highlight the attractiveness of a visiting place. Okay, so make sure that you are using the right place of advertisement and marketing and promoting for the right type of market, for the right type of price, and so forth. Okay, the third component of the visitor management system is you need to look at the logistics, operations, how are you going to manage day-to-day running of the place, how you're going to look after, for example, looking after the ticketing system, or admissions, or flow management, or the traffic management, and security measures, and maintenance. Looking at day-to-day running of the business, looking at the electricity, safety of the places, and how, are you causing any disruption to the local life of the people? Are you complying with the, health and safety regulations? Are you, making sure that, people are, not put at risk? Okay, so therefore, logistics and operations means continuous movement of people, continuous movement of resources, continuous movement of daily activities. If there is a congestion of traffic, what you're going to do, how you're going to manage that? For example, if there is a place called congestion, so then you need to collaborate with the local law keeping agencies, and so on and so forth. So make sure that you look after that section. Okay, partnerships with the stakeholders or visitor, partnership with the stakeholders. You're looking for agencies, you're looking at local communities, you're all looking at the neighborhoods, you're looking at the local skilled people, you're looking at the working with local organizations. How will they impact and create relationship with you? What type of positive or negative relationship, or the internal and external impacts of environment? How are you going to control, how you manage rubbish, for example? Who's going to manage, who's going to clean up, the local community or the government agencies, or you're employing cleaners, or is the local council, or so the costs, who's going to pay for these cleanliness, for example, or the upkeep of this. So it's very important that you are talking to the local stakeholders and partnership people. Okay, so this is quite important. The financial management, the principle here, when we're looking at the another component of management attracting people, is to look at the financial stability, financial management. Is it the attraction for financially viable? Is it sustainable? Now, viable mean, is it cost effective? Viable mean, is it, is it feasible to run? It's not giving you a loss of any kind, or is it just managing to give you cost and benefit? Okay, it's not profitable, is it, or not, is making loss? So if it's making loss, then why is it making loss? And if it's making profit, how you can increase the profit? Okay, so financial management should be based upon budgeting, revenues, budgeting, cash control, forecasting. So looking at the customer data, looking at the cost of implementing these costs, right? So data can be used from other sources to plan, okay, costs. And so the managers should be able to handle all these data comfortably, and they should be able to forecast. They should be able to be aware of the forecasting system, the seasonal trends and seasonal forecasting and seasonal adjustment. They should know, the budgeting and cash budgets, revenue budgets, flexible budgets, fixed budgets, yeah. Okay, financial management is probably the, very important, because otherwise, if they don't get enough return on their investment, how can the attraction stay in business, right? Long ago in Manchester, there was a zoo park, okay, maybe 45, 40 years, 50 years ago, probably, and it opened, about 60, 70 years stayed open. Then it wasn't financially viable. They closed it 50 years ago, okay, because it's not viable. They built houses on the same place now, and it's, so investment is very important. If it's not attractive, it shouldn't be there, okay? Maybe they're taken somewhere else. Whereas the Blackpool Tower is existing for many years, for over 50 years, 100 years, and it's attractive. It provides local jobs, it provides sustainability, it provides attraction, and all financial management and stakeholders and everything else. So it stays open, okay? So all in all, what I'm saying is when you are looking at the key elements of visitor attraction management system, you should bear in mind that the place should be viable. It should have a good promotion. It should be viable. It should have a good planning system. It should have a, smooth running. You should really involve local experience. You should collaborate with local people and stakeholders and have a good management system, financial management system. Otherwise, it will not be sustainable, and it will not be, enjoyable for people to go, and it's not be viable to run. Okay, are we okay on that?
Yeah.
Any question?
No.
All right. Coming on to the role of visitor attraction on the development of tourism, the role of visitor attraction on the development of tourism destination. What we mean here is to look at the role in the development of tourism. Visitor, they go for, what type of visitors, what type of role they play in the development of tourism. They have very important role to play, in the sense that they provide a lot of what you call them money. They provide a lot of finance, isn't it? A lot of planning, or a lot of they spend a lot of money coming into the offerings, coming into the place to visit, okay? And the role they should be playing in the development of an attractive place is, for example, what are they coming for? What are these people coming for? Why did they choose this place and not other place, right? Why did they want to come to this particular location? And what's so attractive about this? what's so good about this? Otherwise, they wouldn't be there in the first place. Okay, and they come because they like it. They know this is, good place, and they will enjoy it, and they will remember it, and they will. This is one of the roles is you make it attractive to visitors, right? So the attracting visitors is very important. Okay, so because it takes their time, it takes their destination, they spend money, and they should remember. So when we are looking at the key roles of visitor attraction, we should make sure that it's a place the people should remember and explore what it's offering. Secondly, it provides different experience for different people, right? It should provide good experience or different experience to a lot of people. So this experience develops, or you need to develop some kind of sense that provides everybody to come there. You need to offer something for everybody, regardless of what you call them, background, or regardless of color or creed or whatever. So if you diversifying your tourism offering, it means you're offering a range of experiences for different people, and so that they can come and enjoy. So by this offering a variety of attractions, and you can attract a lot of different segments of the market, right? Depending on the background of people and visitors attraction. Okay. The third one is how long are these people coming? I.e., are they here for a shorter length of time, or they're here for a longer term? What they want to explore, what they want to enjoy. For example, are they going to stay here with local community, or they're going to go for a hotel accommodation? Or if they do an hotel accommodation, of course they need eating, they need spending, they need shopping. So the services, though, so the places that they should visit, or they should be visiting, should be very welcoming, for example, so they can enjoy these places, they can remember them. Okay, so the key role of visitor attraction. So the visitor attraction must be attractive for them to stay. Otherwise they get bored and they just pack their bags and go in a particular no time at all. They should also stimulate local economy. They should contribute. These places, of course, they provide employment, they provide job, they provide regeneration, they provide investment, they provide investment opportunities, they provide services to local businesses. They provide a lot of materials, because in the shape of supply of raw materials and finished goods and jobs and investment and infrastructure development, roads and accommodation, and the surrounding areas also get a lot of benefits. So stimulates economic growth. So only though maybe seasonal, but still, if it's a seasonal growth, of course, nevertheless, it should be long-term as well. Okay, so it should, the basic purpose is it attracts a lot of investment. Recently, they opened Blackpool link road between one city to Blackpool. So that provides a link, very quick link to the city. Before it used to be an A road. Now they have a motorway, direct motorway, so people can use the motorways for a quick run. They can sit in the car and then do a very good runner and reach in Blackpool in half an hour, maybe. It depends on where they're coming from. If it's a local area, or maybe 30-40 miles, within an hour they can reach there. Used to be a bit longer because the roads weren't very good about 20-30 years ago, but now they are very the growth, and the people can move, and it stimulates growth. This way people can work in Blackpool, and they still maybe they live in Manchester, for example, for their businesses, but it still provides employment there. Okay. The other thing is when we are looking at the role of visitor attraction in developing the destination, is to look at its image. What kind of image is it going to build? What kind of branding? What kind of contribution does it provide to the destination? What type of symbols or recognizable landmarks associated with the destination? So you need to really develop some kind of branding image, you know, like the branding. What we mean by branding image is just a kind of a sign or signia, or you know, kind of a picture, or kind of a reputation, kind of visible or global image. That's, for example, you know, if you're looking for a car and you want a Mercedes, of course the Mercedes has a three, you know, as a star, isn't it? Three what do you call, three lines in the circle, isn't it? Like a star. Yeah. And people recognize it as a Mercedes. So you can, if you want a Toyota, yeah, then you have a circle and the T with a particular engraved T in the middle, and it's a T shape. So people remember it as a T shape. So if you're going for McDonald's, it's an M, yeah, very big M, and it's a yellow. So people can recognize from you know, from long distance that is McDonald's, right? So this image, branding image, is it sits in the people's minds, and it attracts. So you need to develop this kind of image of a destination. Make sure that you know, you have a kind of a sign or a language or symbol or some kind of picture or, you know, logo. So it's highly recognizable. It's highly you know, attractive. It's maybe in different colors or whatever. Okay. Are we okay with this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Also, you need to look at here when we are developing, again, when we are trying to look at the key roles of visitor attractions, we need to look at promoting culture, natural heritage, you know, preserving local culture, making sure that the attractiveness or the places stay, you know, and protected. They should be highlighted, they should be promoted, they should provide a value, for example, or they should be preserved, they look after, they should be continuously maintained. Yeah. So they should be environmentally friendly, for example, you know, make sure that they are sustainable, they are, you know, they foster local and cultural appreciation or looking after. So what it means, you need to preserve them and promote them, i.e. preserve means you need to look after them. Maybe if it needs cleaning, then of course this particular statue needs cleaning after a year or so long. Make sure it's not damaged, and make sure that the chemicals that are used are, you know, not damaging to the environment as well. Make sure that they are, you know, you know what I mean, so that to retain its identity. So promoting cultural, it should enhance the culture of the nation or the culture of the local people and so forth. Okay. So that's, you know, you need to make sure that the preservation, that's why we have a lot of, you know, grade 1 listing or grade 2 listed buildings. So you're not damaging the historical places, making sure that these are maintained because they provide a identity, they provide a image, they provide some kind of a value, they provide some kind of a heritage, right? They provide you know, attractiveness, they foster cultural links, you know, they you understand, they promote the culture of a country, they provide a cultural background and heritage, which is very important, and people like to see that. Okay, another factor that you need to consider is as we said earlier on, the partnership, the development between local businesses, local people, local entrepreneurs, partnership with local council, local residents, and so on. So the community development is very important to attract business. Okay, and that will have an impact on the local businesses in terms of employment and entrepreneurship and development, and so making sure that all these are working collaboratively, hand in hand, providing a lot of different services, eating places, living places, moving, and making sure that the local community life is not affected, but the quality of life is enhanced. So involve these guys, okay, involve these people in your planning as a stakeholders. Then they will generate the businesses, they'll generate the income and employment opportunities for these people. If it's a seasonal, most of these places, they open on a seasonal basis. So for example, during the winter, maybe they closed because of the rain, because of the weather conditions. They're not very, and because of the cold, they just close for a few months and then open for other, when the weather gets better and when it's not so cold. So people don't go to these places when it's cold. So they provide, so it's very important that these places remain open. And because they are seasonal, therefore we must make sure that they are sustainable as well. Okay. So in summary, what we are saying is these places are very important. We must present them, we must preserve them, we must work with the local community, we must manage and plan visitor attraction, so to work with the stakeholders and to maximize profit, for example, or maximize the potential tourism development, okay, so that people come and people enjoy and people remember. Yeah, okay. 4.3, it says analyze how effective management and control system can lead to competitive advantage. Now, competitive advantage means how we can stay in business with the best of costs, i.e., how can we stay competitive, how can we stay better and using the least cost possible, but making good profit. Okay, so competitive advantage means you are staying ahead of the game with the minimum cost or efficient cost. All right, so this is very important. So how can you stay competitive? How can you stay effective? So we need to look at that. Okay, we can stay better, we can stay competitive, we can stay in business by better planning, as we said earlier on, by strategic planning, i.e. the planning for a long-term use, for making sure that our goals are there, making sure our policies, making sure that our planning is intact. We have a vision, we have a strategic plan, we have a vision, and we have all these planning process for strategic planning. Mission, there's a mission, there's a vision, there is a policy, there's a goals, there are objectives. Okay, so these are all the terms that you should need to remember when we are planning. Okay, strategic planning involves a lot of things: marketing, financial, human resources, all the long-term, looking at the competitors, resources and how are they efficiently used. So we can stay competitive, we can stay attractive, we can stay, in business if we plan, okay, coordinate our resources and control our resources and use our skills and research abilities and marketing and so on. Okay, operational efficiency, i.e. how can we stay better with a minimum cost, but increasing our efficiency. Okay, we should optimize our resources by planning, by making sure that our plan is good, making sure that everything runs smoothly. Okay, there's no haphazard, using a lot of different models, using a lot of different technological solutions maybe, or looking at the performance measurement systems, or making sure that the workflow is done to reduce costs but to increase efficiency. Efficiency means you are costing less to produce more and stay competitive. This is how we can. So if you think when we need to employ 10 people instead of 10 people, we can do with 5 people, but do the work of 10 people. Yeah, making sure that they are doing good work, and making sure they don't waste time, making sure they don't cost high. And so instead of using 10 people, you use 5 people effectively, efficiently, and you'll save costs. Okay, so operational efficiency in terms of everything. Okay, experience management, visitor experience management by feedback, by collecting data, by looking at the personal experience, by looking at the expectations and satisfaction levels of reviews, feedback, reviews, and experiences. So you get the customer satisfaction experience. So you look at that data, make sure that it's working, make sure that you collect and implement that kind of data. Marketing, how are you going to market? This, how are you going to promote this place? How are you going to advertise, for example, or what type of media, what type of promotion, what type of marketing system, or returns on the marketing investment how are you going to use the marketing return investment, what type of tools you're going to use, performance, what type of promotion you're going to do, or what market segments you're going to attract. As we said earlier on, who you're going to attract, are the children or the married family or families, or older people, or married people, or different types of customers. So that kind of promotion. Okay, innovation and adoption or adaptation. Innovation means are you creating a kind of new systems, or new plays, or what introducing new kind of attractions within an attraction, or for example you are introducing some kind of novel things in the place as never used before. For example, how are you going to attract new customers in the place? For example, a lot of people, a lot of places didn't offer halal food, for example, when you go for these attractive places, but now they are trying to offer this halal food by or kosher food or vegetarian food. Before they had just a random food that people eat, but now they want to attract, because people are specific people or communities go to visit particular attractive place. These planners, these strategic planners or promoters or whatever, the managers, in other words, they sussed out that this is a growing market, halal food market. Okay, let's provide these vegetarian or halal meat or kosher meat to people, because they will come. Do you understand? Okay, so this is a kind of new attractive adaptation, or maybe they can provide some kind of what you call them, prey facilities, for example. Used not to be the case before, but because things have changed, things are moving, People are producing new products, a new market trend, looking at the market. Okay, partnerships, collaborations, i.e., again, how are you going to collaborate with local businesses, travel agents, tourism boards, for example. Yeah, you're going to work with different hotels, for example, or different stakeholders, inner or external stakeholders, right? So how are you going to cooperate? How are you going to manage that system, to provide strategic alliances, for example, or strategic partnerships with maybe airlines or maybe, other places in other parts of the, country or other parts of the world, for example, to provide different experience, provide good experience, provide better experience. But all in all, you must stay competitive. Okay. So what this is saying here is we need to look at the analyze how effective management and control system can lead to competitive advantage. So you're looking at if the system is good, it's going to lead to a competitor advantage, to a competitive advantage, so that you stay effective, you stay better, you enhance the visitor attraction. Okay, and these will, if you have a good planning system, then it will be, efficient management, financial management system. You will stay competitive. You will stay longer term in existence. Okay, so when you're looking at these systems, you must make sure that you are continuously improving. You're continuously looking at things when they are changing, optimizing things, optimizing resources, optimizing people and human resources, and so that you can stay competitive, good performance, making sure that the breakages or breakdowns are very low. Benchmark, you look at the benchmark, industrial benchmark standards or measurements, and you compare yourself with another attraction somewhere else, or somewhere else in another country. For example, Blackpool has a good tower, so as Paris has a tower, right? So both are similar. One is getting a lot of visitors and making good profits. The other one maybe not so good profit, and so we can compare why. Yeah, we can compare one against the other. We can develop a standard benchmark. In other words, we can compare and we can evaluate performance. We can we show that why isn't our place working and the other place is working well compared. Yeah, so we look at the performance, and so therefore a continuous improvement, and make sure that they stay ahead of the game. Okay, so therefore we must all in all is we must stay attractive, we must stay effective, and we should provide if we are wanting to stay effective, we must provide good planning. We must reduce our costs, do our marketing promotion, and foster relationship, and create good systems, and make sure that these are working, make sure that the flow is right, make sure that the product is differentiated, and so on. So there is a lot of things to look out when we are working to what you call them manage. Okay, when we are looking to effectively manage the system. Okay. So what we looked at today is we looked at 4.1, 4.2, 4.3. Okay. We looked at the system, and we looked at how we can make the system better, and we can make the attractive, make the place attractive for people to stay, people to come in and enjoy. Okay, so what we've looked at different aspects of, looked at different aspects of attraction and attraction management. At the end, okay, towards the end, you have some references. You can stay ahead of the game by reading. You can consult these references if you want to. They are uploaded onto the Moodle, for example, strategic planning is very important. Visiting, it looks at strategic planning in visitor attraction, a case study. Johnson, 2018, it looks at the operational efficiency of visitor attractions, looking at the practices and best practices of case studies, hospitality management, and so on. Okay, there are other studies that you can look through. Okay, you can read different case studies and see, how this is applied in practice, how the management system, what do they look for, how this applied, how do they manage, how do they survive, and so on. Okay, you can watch this YouTube video, which I'm not showing you. You can watch it when you've got some spare time. All right, you can look at value chain analysis. You can look at strategic planning, or you can look up a strategic planning book, how to create a strategic plan, efficiency or operation, any operations management book as well. Look at strategic planning book, marketing planning, strategic planning, creating strategy book. And so you got a lot of things you can do with this particular subject. Okay, mainly planning and attracting. You can use different tools while you look at scorecard board, looking value chain analysis. You can strategic business planning, or strategic business units, or diversifying and attracting, or integration. When we look at the expanding business. So okay, so you can refer to your ebooks on the Moodle, journals, further reading. When we finish this, when we are finishing this, we have an assignment discussion. Okay, so by tomorrow we will discuss the assignment discussion. Okay, whereby you need to look at how we can do your assignment. Okay. Okay, so so all in all, we've looked at the principles of visitor attraction management in the tourism industry. Any questions, any issues, any problems, any difficulties, or any concerns, or anything you want to ask me, or what's the situation? Are we okay? Yeah. You're pretty well with this?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So Ariana and Thulani, both of you are good?
Yes. Is this gonna be in Moodle?
I'm sorry?
Is this gonna be in Moodle?
Yes, everything is to be on the Moodle.
All right.
Did you find the
Okay, so
previous slides on the Moodle?
Yes.
Okay, so this will be on the Moodle as well. Okay.
All right. Okay.
All right. So anything else?
No, everything's all good.
All right. Okay, nice one. Okay. So can we call it a day?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. And we'll speak to you tomorrow, hopefully.
Okay.
Similar time?
Yeah.
Or same time, 1 o'clock?
Yes.
And we'll be looking at
Yes.
the assignment discussion, right?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
And have a good day.
Bye bye.
You too. Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
Bye-bye.